My name is Derek Smith, and I'm a career strategist with the Academic Advising and Career Center. Over the next few minutes, I will be your guide as we walk through the process of understanding how to be successful in finding jobs in research. In this webinar, we're going to cover the following items. What research questions matter to you? What research opportunities can you find in the research catalog? What is it? Where is it? And what's in it for you? Where can you find other research opportunities? How can you get research experience, such as documentation, references, time management, and application management? In this webinar, we're going to focus on research jobs, what you need to consider, where to find research opportunities, and how to get experience. All research begins with questions. Faculty members, regardless of their field of studies, who are lead investigators on research studies, begin their research with key questions that have not yet been answered. In high school, we learn the answers to understand. In university, we apply the answers, research the answers provided by others. We critique the answers to deepen our understanding. In pure and applied research, we ask questions, we explore questions, we speculate about questions, we theorize and hypothesize about answers. We test our theories and hypotheses. We discover and create new knowledge and new answers. If you want to distinguish yourself for research roles, be they volunteer or paid, start to pay attention to questions that you care about. This will motivate you to learn more deeply. What are you curious about? What would you like to explore? What questions have you had that haven't been asked before or need to be asked now? These are questions you need to be exploring to uncover your research area of focus and exploration. It's important to identify what field you want to focus your interest in, whether it's science, government, or business. Research is beneficial to you because it is what is considered an opportunity for deep learning. If you look at the 9 examples here of high-impact practices for deep learning, you will see that research is potentially an experience that can be considered a focus in most of them. There are a variety of high-impact practices, also HIP, for you to consider, all of them offering you the opportunity for deep learning with a specific field or discipline. Relationship with faculty can be built in small ways, but often students hesitate to engage. Even by 4th year, over a third of students still never talk to faculty outside of class, and very few claim very often. Another small way to build relationships with faculty, speaking with faculty about your career plans gives you access to their experience, thoughts, insight that may inform you in your thinking and support your decisions for pursuing HIPs. Faculty is a resource available to you. Getting to know them and letting them know you can create greater opportunities. Not to mention, they want to get to know you and support your interests. Doing this early on will help you navigate the different opportunities, explore your interests, and perhaps decide to continue into higher education. So now that you're motivated to think about what research questions matter to you and are thinking more seriously about engaging with faculty early, let's take a closer look at the research catalog and how it can help you with these tasks. Let's take a look at the research opportunities exists, where to find them, and how to get them. Access to the research catalog is through CLN. On the left-hand navigation bar, you'll see a tab named Research Catalog. How to find faculty. Go to the department homepage. Click on People to find the faculty you want to find out more about. Take a look at the various faculty of interest. The profiles list contact information and research interests, which helps you to identify which faculty you want to approach. The research catalog is just one example of where you can find both faculty and institutional information about research opportunities affiliated with the University of Toronto. But there are many other places where you can get valuable research experience, which will build transferable career skills. There are a number of places to find other research opportunities. You are not limited to paid opportunities or on campus. Volunteer with an outside organization might be a good place to start to build your credentials and to better qualify you for paid positions, not to mention the opportunity to learn and to grow. You can use the CLN job board to find opportunities. Here's how you can access jobs and note all the job boards, except for casual job boards. Here's how you can access jobs and note that all the job boards, except for the casual job boards, have a field that asks employers, is this a research opportunity? Meaning that you can filter by field and narrow down the many opportunities to only those that are research intended. The salient posts open research positions. Check often to see what's new. Don't wait till January, but act now. The numbers are significant. And finally, from an industry perspective, here are the sectors that tend to hire students for research-related jobs. Here are other resources you can explore. If you're uncertain about how to find out what exists or how to apply, attend our other webinars, such as Jobs Through Strategies, Resume Writing, Networking to Develop the Knowledge and Skills to Approach these sources. If you've done so and feel you need additional support to review your approach, arrange to speak with the career staff at the Academic Advising and Career Center. Many of these resources post jobs, or they have information about research projects that hire students, so are worth bookmarking and visiting. Here are the number of additional resources. The goal of the research catalog was to encourage students to take a planful approach to gaining research experiences programs, tend to be competitive, and require a serious, well-researched approach. Therefore, if you really want to be competitive for a research program, you'll need to want to anticipate at least an 8-week timeline to get your application together, like in the process of a course or the application to a graduate school. Planning and structuring your timing is important. This is an example of a timeline that starts with research and ends with sending your application. And along the way, there's work developing your material, securing your references, setting up meetings, support to getting feedback, and input to finalize and complete your application package to be able to push send. This takes some time. It's not a last-minute decision. Build it into your schedule to ensure your success. Assess your readiness for research experience. Understand the levels of research, audit your current skills to match opportunities, have elements of preparedness in place to be ready for opportunities as they arise. It's important to rate yourself on what your best research skills are now and which ones do you want to develop next. Here's a list of the various aspects you need to consider in assessing your readiness and qualifications. Run through the list. Check off the ones you're satisfied you meet to identify the ones you need to develop. This will help you with your application, expressing your strengths, and it will help you identify where you need to gain some experience or some skills to develop. Have you ever asked for a faculty reference? Have you ever wanted to ask for one? Have you ever wanted to know about how to go through the process of doing so? The following slides walk you through the micro steps of who, what, where, when, and how. How do you go about getting a reference? This is an important step in the application process for research positions and also for other jobs. When considering who to approach, think about whether you did well in the class, if the professor knows you, whether the course is relevant to the position, and what the professor's availability is. This list also helps you to identify what you need to start doing to ready yourself for future positions. Start to make a point to get to know your professors. Consider the type of research you would like to do and whether the course lines up. Also get good grades. What is the method of reference required by the program you're applying to? Is a written reference required? Is electronic reference required? Will the professor be responsible for sending the reference directly or as an applicant responsible for that? Is the professor ready to fill out the form? If so, will this form be sent to the institution you're applying to, or will you be required to provide this form? These are different types of references that are asked for by the institution. Get clear on what they want. Read and follow their instructions. They will require a specific type of reference and indicate who is responsible for submitting or collecting it. This is a sample reference form. The professor needs to indicate how they know you and how long they've known you. This form illustrates why it's important to choose a professor who knows you well. This sample indicates who is a form style with specific questions. This sample indicates who is a form style with specific questions to be completed by the professor. The referee is being asked to rank the students relative to other students. Once you familiarize yourself with the requirements so that the what of the reference, then you can package the information for the professor as well. To make the process of providing a reference easier for the professor, consider providing them with a package containing the following: an unofficial transcript of your academic history, such as a printout from Acorn, an updated resume or CV, a draft of any statement of interest or research application, if this is a requirement of the position you're applying for, any required forms, a letter stating who you are, which research program you're applying for, and why you're interested in the position, the method of the reference, is this professor mail it, will they pick it up, if so when, and any additional instructions. Make sure you provide your referee with a complete package of all the necessary material to help them give a fair and favorable reference, your academic performance, your collateral material, and your application letter, and any forms of completion. In your letter, include a brief introduction, your interest in the particular research, and any instructions they need to complete the part. It's your job to make it easy for them and to say yes to fulfill your requests. Where can I contact my professor? Should I do it in person? Should I call them? Should I email them? None of these are incorrect platforms to ask your professor for a reference. It actually depends on the professor's preferred method of communication. Does the professor have a reference letter policy? Check their website and the departmental website. If they do, then ensure you're following the policy. If the professor does not have a formalized reference policy, then start by approaching them with the method you have been accustomed to when you took the class with them. Before reaching out, it is good to know if the professor has a reference policy in place. If they do, adhere to it. The method of requesting their support will depend in part on what your relation is and what your usual communication is with them. This will determine, in part, whether to request in person, by phone, or by email. Often an email indicating that you would like to arrange a time to speak in person or by phone gives the professor a chance to consider the request, advise you on their policy if they have one, or identify the best time to speak with you. This way you can account for professors on leave or temporary absence. Start brainstorming and researching out to professors as soon as possible. It's never too early. You don't know what demands and time constraints a professor may be dealing with. You want to give them as much time as you can. You don't want them to decline your request because they don't have the time. The sooner, the better. And if you learn that they can't or are unwilling to, you have time to approach a different professor. Asking a faculty member for a reference. How? Whether through email, phone, or in person. Include a friendly and professional greeting. Context, how you know or have studied or worked with the professor. Any summer research programs of interest. Request for a reference. Your availability to meet, should it be necessary. Write a thank you note. Keep your files in order. And provide a pre-stamped and addressed envelope, if mailing is necessary. Be well organized. Keep copies of everything you submit. File it in a folder or location that's easy and obvious to you. Always say thank you in person, followed by handwritten note or email. Follow up to let them know the status. They are invested in your success. Whether or not you're successful, they will want to know the outcome. Remember to send a thank you note, even though through email or a written card. If the professor is required to mail the reference letter, consider providing them with an addressed envelope and covering the cost of the stamp or postage. If the professor is required to fill out the form, try to fill out as much of the form as you can. Here's an overview of everything we have covered. It's a great checklist for you to evaluate whether you're ready and what next steps you need to take. This is a summary of key preparation activities, also summarized in your handout. Thank you for your time. For more help, please visit the Academic Advising and Career Center and make an appointment with one of our career staff who can help you further on your journey.